Hi Stampers, it's Christine from Christine's Stamping Spot. Happy Monday to everybody. Our new catalog is live. It went live last Tuesday, May 4th. So now you're able to order and play with some really great new products and also some great new in colors that were released. So for today, we're going to create a project using this new stamp set called Hand Penned Petals, which is a bit of a tongue twister. And this is what it looks like here. So you have some dies when you order the bundle and the stamps. Now, a new feature in some of the new stamp sets that Stampin' Up! Has done is they have actually printed the images of all of the stamps on the inside of the case. So now you can take them out of the cellophane. They used to be on a piece of cellophane like this. And you can stick them down on the corresponding image in the case. So you'll always know where they are, and you'll also notice if some are missing. So here, clearly they are missing, but that's because we're going to be using them on our card today. But that's also a great way to make sure, especially with some of these little teeny pieces, that they haven't gone astray, and you'll know that they are missing. So you can find the hand-penned bundle starting on page 104 of the new catalog. So here are some great samples, and this is the stamp set as I showed you, and you can buy it as a bundle for 10% off. And there's also some beautiful corresponding designer series paper that goes with this, and there's also corresponding Memories and More card pack. If you're into journaling, scrapbooking, you can have the whole suite coordinate. So I'm just going to quickly show you some samples of the designer paper. So you've got these beautiful florals here, and some of them incorporate some of our new in colors as well. So this one has a lot of the blues happening, and then some yellow on the back. This one also has some blues and purples, and it has more of a pink on the back. And then you have this one, which has more, this is our new pale papaya in color. And so you've got a lot of that happening on this sheet. And then on the back, the polka dots. And then I've got a couple of partial sheets because I have been using some of this paper already. So this, imagine this as a 12 by 12. It's got some blues and then these beautiful green leaf images on the back. And then this one, which has some more of that pale papaya and the greens and green stripes on the back. And then this one, which has some purples and yellows and then purple on the back. So very pretty designer paper. And the more I'm playing with it, the more I'm really, really liking this paper. So the card we're going to make today is this one. I am going to switch up the style of it just a little bit. But it's generally the same, and I will show you how we're going to make this. Okay, so you're going to start with a piece of Highland Heather cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, and we're just going to fold that in half. And then you're going to have a piece of 5.25 by 4 basic white, and I will post all of these measurements on the post later. And then I cut 2 pieces of that hand pen designer paper, and these were cut at 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. Now they are double-sided, so you can decide which side you'd like to show. So these are actually, it's the same paper. I just used one side and I'm going to use one of the other sides. So we're going to attach that down on the white. And I think I will put this one on the right, but you could certainly do it the other way if you like. And it's going to leave a little bit more of a border here. And then I'm going to do the purple one on the other side right next to it and put that down. So they're like this. Now I think I've mentioned this before, but if you're ever sort of struggling for a jumping off point on what colors of cardstock to use with your designer paper, always look on the back. I'll just take this out so it's easier to see. Always look on the back of the designer series paper package, because it will list all of the colors that they have used inside of this designer paper. So the hand penned has Basic Black, Blushing Bride, Cinnamon Cider, Daffodil Delight, Garden Green, Highland Heather, Mint Macaron, Misty Moonlight, Pale Papaya, Pool Party, and Whisper White. So you could safely pull any one of those colors as your card base or to use as an accent color on your card, and it'll always coordinate with your DSP. Okay, so we've got that put down. Now I'm just going to tie a piece of ribbon around before I stick it on top of our base. So I didn't have a Mint Macaron because that's the color that's in here, but this is one of the new in colors, our Soft Succulent. This is our new open weave ribbon. So I'm just going to attach a piece of it around the center. Just cut it about like so and wrap it around, and then cut that off, and then I will put this down on the base. And now I'm happy that I remembered to do this first, because I typically have this down on my base and then I realize I haven't put on my ribbon. And how many of you has that happened to? Probably at one point or another we all go through that. Okay, so now we've got that part down on our card. So now I'm going to show you how we did these flowers. So I went ahead and I stamped the flower image, this particular one from the stamp set. I stamped that in our our black memento pad. And now what we're going to do is we're going to fill in some color with some of the other stamps in here. So this will be for the flower. We have these for the little flowers, and we also have some leaf images that we're going to use. So the first thing we'll start with is filling in this flower. So I wanted to do that in Highland Heather. So I'm going to use my Highland Heather ink and stamp up my stamp. And the nice thing about our clear blocks is you can see through them. So you're going to just line it up as best you can and stamp down. Now it's not meant to go exactly in the lines. You will have a little bit of white showing, and that's just sort of to give it that hand-painted kind of texture, the hand-penned texture. Now we're going to color this flower in Daffodil Delight. So we'll open that one and take that flower image. And then we're going to try to line this up. Let me just see if I have this the right way. Oh, you can always flip it just to make sure you've got it lined up fairly close. So I'm just going to try to line that up and stamp down. So now we have a Daffodil Delight flower. Okay, and then we're going to fill in our leaves here. So we're going to use Mint Macaron ink for that. And there are two different sizes of leaves. One's a really small one and one's a little larger. So let's start with the larger one. And you're just going to place that in the leaves and stamp like so. And then you can turn it and stamp. And then we'll do this big one here like so. And then we're going to use the small one to fill in the last two spots. So we're just going to fill this here and fill this one there. And there is our flower, all colored for us. Is that not just the coolest thing? I think that is great. So then we do have a die that will cut this out. So I went ahead and did that, and it came out like this once it's cut through the die cut machine with the die. All right, so now what we are going to do is I cut out a little scallop square, and these are some new dies called our scalloped contour dies, and this is what they look like. Now I noticed something really interesting as I was working with these particular square ones here, or rectangle ones. Each one is actually a little bit different. So if you can see on this largest one, it has some holes and scallops around the end. Then the next layer has some scallops and a little bit of a polka dot edge in there, which will leave a little bit of a stitched line. This one also has the stitching. Sorry, yeah, this one's more polka dot. This one is more stitching. This one that I cut out for this card, I don't know if you can see, but it has these lines here. And I thought that would just leave an impression. But actually what it does, it actually cuts through like this and at the top, but yet it's anchored in the corners. So that is really interesting. At first I thought, oh my gosh, my die cutting machine cut right through. But no, this is actually how it is supposed to look. Okay, so it gives you a little bit of a different look. And then the last one, the smallest one, is also scalloped, but it has some holes and you know, that sort of will come out sort of punched. So everyone is a little bit different, but you can layer all of them on top of each other, which is quite cool. Okay, back to our card. So this one then, I'm just going to put on with some regular adhesive. And I'm going to put that maybe a little bit higher so I can put room for my greeting. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And then I'm going to put our cutout flower on top, but I'm going to pop that up with a few dimensionals and mini dimensionals. So I'm just going to stick these down. And then I'll use a couple of minis on the smaller leaves here. And then we can pop that up on our card. So there are some great new sweets in this catalog, some beautiful new designer papers. So lots of things to play with. Okay, so now we're going to pop this up at a bit of an angle here, like so. And then I'm going to add another teeny bit of ribbon just to tie a knot. I don't have to, but let's give it a go. So we'll just tie this here in a knot. Like so. And cut off those tails. Okay, so you can do that and put that where you like. And then last thing is I stamped the greeting thanks, which is from the stamp set in a pretty neat font there. I stamped that in our black memento as well. And then I just punched these out with a double oval punch on the Highland Heather as well. Stuck those together, and then I'm gonna pop that up with some dimensionals as well here. Put one there and one here. So we'll have two. And then you could put that in the center, but I'm gonna stick mine a little bit off to the side here. And there you go. That is your card. So two that look a little bit different. This one I had initially cut this piece a little bit smaller. And look, I did reverse the pieces. I thought I did them like this card, but clearly I had it turned around, but it still looks great. So there you go. That is our first sneak peek look at the hand pen suite and designer series paper. So if you would like to order any of these products, please visit my website at christineludwig.stampinup.net. And for the month of May, you're welcome to use the host code MQ9QEA2J. If you use the host code at checkout, if your order is less than $200, your order can be shipped directly to you as well. So I hope you enjoyed that project, and we will see you again next time. Have a great week. Bye for now.